What's good everyone, it's your boy yadiiiig, 4 eyes, 2 G's here, and today we're here to talk about Rich the Kid. Now, if you guys remember a couple months ago now, I reported on this news right here, where it says Rich the Kid's management company is suing the rapper for over $3.5 million, which as it says right here, came out in February of 2020. Now, there's been an update to this case right here, and it's actually come out that Rich the Kid has lost this case and now owes over $1 million. Now, on top of that, there are other details that have kind of arose out of this situation that seem to suggest that Rich the Kid is broke and is down bad financially. So I want to break down this case and kind of give the new updates and the new details. So let's go.
When you around, it feel like my favorite song. Yeah, I'm with the stars, but I sort of feel at home. Yeah, everybody talking, but don't know what's going on. Yeah, finish what I started, then I make my money long. Sometimes I'll just be in my feelings, worry about things that's none of my business. Try and get her, but she do not feel it. Say I'm too much, like how do you figure?
Okay, so let's break it down. As you can see right here, Rich the Kid ordered to pay ex-managers $1.1 million in court battle. Now, before we break this down, I just want to say I might make some jokes in this video, and you guys can joke in the comments. I know it's kind of funny to clown on Rich the Kid in a way, but I just want to say this is a very serious situation. Like, this is no joke, and if the reporting in this article is accurate, whoever is Rich the Kid's financial advisor, his legal team, his label situation, or even his friends have just really fucked him over in this case, because this is super serious. So I want to break this down right here. Okay, rapper Rich the Kid blew off a legal battle brought to him by his former managers and is now on the hook for $1.1 million judgment. According to court documents obtained by The Blast, shout out to Ryan Nauman and The Blast for this right here, a Los Angeles judge granted a default judgment in favor of Blueprint Artist Management. Now, there are two things super important to note right there: default judgment and Blueprint Artist Management. Now, you may be wondering who are Blueprint Artist Management. Well, they're a huge entity with some of the biggest acts in music. As it says right here in this article, when they first signed Rich the Kid and also Sanjay Critch, they joined a roster that includes Lil Wayne, Nicki Minaj, The Roots, Yadiiiig, Jill Scott, etc, etc. So yeah, they're no joke and they manage huge artists. Okay, Rich the Kid is ordered to pay $960,000 plus $143,000 plus $873 in costs for a grand total of over $1.1 million. Now, this is the second most important thing. As I said right here, default judgment. Rich the Kid never responded to the lawsuit brought by his former managers despite being served. As I said right here, this right here points to severe mismanagement of whoever is on Rich the Kid's day-to-day team, his legal team, etc, etc. I just want you guys to kind of read that sentence again if you didn't catch it the first time. Rich the Kid never responded to the lawsuit brought by his former managers despite being served. So this means Rich the Kid, whilst being sued for over $3.5 million, basically paid this no mind at all, didn't even respond to the legal matter in any way, shape or form, and instead decided to drop the most mid-album of 2020, which was Boss Man. So yeah, as I said, this situation just points to severe mismanagement, but it gets even worse for Rich the Kid. As The Blast first reported back in February, as I said right here, they were accusing him of owing $3.5 million. In the lawsuit, Blueprint Artists said that the rapper signed with them in May 2017. Now, this is super important. What happened around May 2017? Well, it actually came out that Rich the Kid basically signed to Interscope around this time. Although this says June right here, if it came out in June, that means it actually happened earlier. So yeah, around this time, not only did he get a new label situation, but he also got new artist management, which is super important to note for the future, so keep that in mind. And before we continue on with this situation right here, guys, I just want to give a couple quick shout outs from the Instagram. Guys, at yadiiiig, if you don't follow your boy, man, got a new post up right now. In the comments of this post, if you haven't already, go tell me your album of the year so far. You know your boy say dripped out, man. I got the Vivian, got the Acne, I got the Jordans, the Obsidians, one of my favorite colorways. Also got the Louis Vuitton ID card holder. Go over to my IG at yadiiiig, go drop a comment and tell me your album of the year in the comments. Shout out to these guys right here. Shout out to Slat Set. Shout out to St. Pablo. Shout out to Boy No NBA. Some regulars. Appreciate you guys as always. Yeah, at yadiiiig, go support your boy. You guys already know what's going on, but let's get back to it. Okay. So May 2017, he signed that deal. Per the deal, he was to pay his manager 20% of his gross income. The suit accused the rapper of refusing to pay $960,000 in commission plus an additional $500,000. Blueprint Artists claims to have repeatedly demanded the payment of its long overdue commissions, but he refused to pay up. Now, again, sorry to sound like a broken record, but this just speaks of more mismanagement. If they're kind of hassling you and kind of saying repeatedly, hey, you owe this money, but you never give them the money, what do you expect is going to happen? You legally owe them the money if this reporting is accurate. So what do you expect they're going to do? They have a contract to get that money. They're going to take legal action to get that money, especially in this case where it's not like 5 or 10,000. According to here, it's over $1 million. Okay, anyways, let's just continue reading on. Damn, Richard Kidd with the all chrome fit though, with the SBs, man, my man be dripped out. Anyways, they terminated the deal with the rapper in April of 2019. Now that is super important to hone in on. What happened in March of 2019 is that Richard Kidd dropped The World Is Yours 2. Then directly after he drops The World Is Yours 2, what happened? He leaves Interscope for Republic Records for the album after, which is a Boss Man. So in April of 2019, he left his management company and he also got a new label situation after that album he dropped in March. So yeah, clearly, as I said in my last video on Rich, there's a lot of moving parts in regards to new management, new label situations, and when all of this happens, the business and the financials and the legal situations are just more likely to get fucked up and entangled because there's so many moving parts in regards to the management and the label situations, which tie in with the whole legal situations. Anyways, let's continue reading on here. The management company said that they were owed an additional $700,000 termination fee. The suit pointed to the contract provision reading, paragraph 1 of the termination agreement provides that Roger, who is Richard Kidd, shall pay Blueprint the sum of $700,000 according to the following schedule: $250,000 within 10 days of the execution of the termination agreement, $200,000 on or before September, etc., etc. So essentially what this is saying here, when the termination fee is kind of enacted and Richard Kidd terminates his contract, he has to pay a total of $700,000 according to these scheduled payments right here, which they're saying he didn't do. Now it also goes on to say, and this is super important, and this is quite possibly the saddest part right here, Blueprint said Richard Kidd promised to pay them a cut of the money owed after obtaining a loan from his new record deal. This is the worst part here. This is essentially the age-old saying of robbing Peter to pay Piper. And situations like this are just never good in the long run and just speak to the gravity of the situation that someone is in. If you've taken a loan over here that you can't pay back, or you owe money over here and you have to go over here to get a new loan just to pay off the existing loan or the existing fees, yeah, it's just that age-old saying of robbing Paul to pay Piper, which never works out in the long run. Okay, let's continue read it on. The suit read, in July 2019, roughly 1 month after he failed to timely paid the first of the 3 scheduled settlement payments, which as I said is the termination payments as I mentioned earlier right up here, Roger told Blueprint that he was waiting for his new record company to loan him money with which he was to make the settlement payments, which is the situation I just explained there. And then they outright and just say right here, the suit accused him of never paying a dime, so he never paid 1 cent of this $700,000 according to the suit at least. In April, Blueprint Artist Management asked the judge to grant them a default judgment due to Richard Kidd not showing up to court to respond to the suit. Again, not to sound like a broken record, mismanagement of this whole situation, to not show up to court, to not respond to any of this, to not even pay any of that $700,000 when you're contractually obliged to, just poor management. They requested a judgment in the amount of over $1.6 million. The judge didn't award them the full amount, but it came pretty close, which is the $1.1 million I spoke about earlier. Richard Kidd has yet to address a legal battle with his ex-management. He looks completely unfazed in his social media accounts, posing with expensive cars and flashing diamonds, which I believe this is a recent pic from his Instagram right here. So yeah, as I said earlier, you know, you can clown Richard Kidd, it's kind of funny to joke on him in certain cases, but in this case right here, at least according to this suit, it kind of seems that Richard Kidd is in a up situation financially and there's been a poor mismanagement of this whole situation. So make sure to let us know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Also, if you haven't, please make sure that like, subscribe, comment, turn on notifications, all that good YouTube stuff. All your support is much appreciated, and there are more videos of mine on screen right now. Make sure to check them out if you haven't.